Most people will enter 2026 exactly the same way they left 2025. Same habits, same excuses, same regrets. They'll change the calendar, but they won't change themselves. The Stoics understood something most people still refuse to accept. Your life doesn't change because the year changes. It doesn't change because luck improves. And it doesn't change because other people finally behave the way you want. Your life only changes when you change. So let me ask you something honestly. What if 2026 could be the year everything finally turns around for you? Your mindset, your discipline, your peace. But only if you're willing to follow rules. Most people are too comfortable, too distracted, and too afraid to live by. Stay with me until the end of this video, because one of these Stoic rules, just one, can save you years of regret, wasted time, and a life that never becomes what it could have been. Why most people waste a new year? Most people don't fail their new year. They abandon it quietly. January begins with hope, new goals, new promises, new versions of ourselves. But hope alone is cheap. We tell ourselves this year will be different, yet we build it on the same habits, the same excuses, the same comfort. Resolutions sound powerful until motivation fades. And it always fades. By February, the gym is empty again. The journal is untouched. The discipline disappears. Not because people are lazy, but because they're waiting for the perfect moment. More time, more energy, more confidence, less fear. But that moment never comes. The Stoics understood something most people still refuse to accept. Time doesn't change people. Discipline does. A new calendar doesn't make you stronger. A new year doesn't erase old behaviors. Only action does. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Hope without action is self-deception. Marcus Aurelius never woke up motivated. He woke up committed. The Stoics didn't trust motivation. Because motivation depends on mood, they trusted systems. Daily structure, repetition, doing the work even when it felt pointless. Because they knew something painful but freeing. If you don't change how you live today, no year will ever save you. Stoic Rule 1. Control what you can, ruthlessly. The first rule of Stoicism is not optimism, it's clarity. The Stoics divided life into two categories: what is up to you and what is not. Most people live in the wrong category. They spend their energy trying to control people, convince them, impress them, force understanding. They fight the past, reliving mistakes, replaying conversations, wishing time would rewind. They obsess over luck, trends, algorithms, opinions that change with the wind. All of it is wasted effort, because none of it belongs to you. Epictetus was ruthless about this. If it's not under your control, it is not your responsibility. What is under your control is far less glamorous, but far more powerful. Your thoughts, your reactions, your daily actions. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Today. Here's the hard truth most people avoid. Every time you complain about what you can't control, you abandon what you can. Complaining feels productive, but it steals focus from discipline. Blaming feels justified, but it hands your power away. The Stoic doesn't ask, "Why did this happen to me?" They ask, "What part of this is mine to handle?" That question changes everything. Practical application for 2026. Stop measuring your life by outcomes. Outcomes are delayed, unstable, often outside your control. Instead, measure inputs. Did you show up? Did you train? Did you study? Did you keep your word to yourself? Detach from applause, from likes, from approval. External validation is a weak master. The Stoic builds a life so disciplined that success becomes a side effect, not a goal. Control what you can and do it ruthlessly. Because the moment you stop begging the world to change, you finally begin to change yourself. Stoic Rule 2. Become comfortable being uncomfortable. This is where most people fail. Not because they don't understand Stoicism, but because they don't want to feel uncomfortable. They want growth without strain, change without sacrifice, discipline without discomfort. The Stoics rejected that fantasy completely. They practiced voluntary discomfort, not to punish themselves, but to train themselves, doing hard things on purpose, choosing discipline over comfort, cold control over warm excuses, because comfort weakens judgment. When life becomes easy, the mind becomes fragile. So the Stoic rehearses hardship before it arrives. They wake up early not because it feels good, but because it proves they can command themselves. They say no to people, to invitations, to distractions, even when it feels awkward, even when it disappoints others. They sit with boredom, no scrolling, no noise, no constant stimulation, just silence. And silence is uncomfortable because it exposes your thoughts. That's why most people avoid it. The Stoic faces silence. The way others flee from it, they learn to sit with themselves without escape, because if you can endure boredom, you can endure discipline. If you can endure silence, you can endure truth. Here is the line that separates wishful thinkers from disciplined ones. The life you want in 2026 is hidden inside the discomfort you're avoiding today. Every avoided task, every delayed decision, every uncomfortable conversation, that's where your future is buried. The Stoic doesn't wait to feel ready. They act first and let confidence follow. Because comfort is addictive and discipline must be trained. If you cannot command yourself in small discomforts, life will command you through suffering. Choose discomfort now, or be forced into it later. Stoic Rule 3. Stop needing approval. This is the invisible prison most people never escape. They don't live their lives. They perform them. Every choice filtered through approval. Every action measured by likes. Every word softened to avoid judgment. They say yes when they mean no. They stay silent when they should speak. They shrink themselves to remain acceptable. And they call it peace. It isn't. It's fear. Wearing the mask of kindness. The Stoics saw this clearly. If your peace depends on other people's opinions, you don't own your life. You rent it. Every compliment controls you. Every criticism wounds you. Every look feels like a verdict. And the crowd is never satisfied. Today they applaud you. Tomorrow, they misunderstand you. Next week, they forget you. Epictetus warned of this trap long ago. If you live by other people's opinions, you will die by them too. Here is the truth most people refuse to accept. Not everyone will understand your path, and they don't need to. Your purpose is not to be liked. It is to be aligned. The Stoic does not explain himself to everyone. He does not defend every decision. He does not beg to be seen correctly. He knows something freeing. Judgment is unavoidable. Misunderstanding is guaranteed. So he stops chasing approval and starts respecting himself. This is where peace begins. Peace begins the moment you stop auditioning for acceptance. When you no longer need applause to act. When you no longer fear disapproval. When your values matter more than validation. That is not arrogance. That is freedom. And freedom is expensive. It costs comfort. It costs popularity. It costs the illusion of safety. But what it gives you back is your life. Stoic Rule 4. Treat time as your most valuable currency. The Stoics did not fear death. They feared wasting life. To them, time was not something you spent later. It was life itself, happening now. Every hour given away carelessly was an hour never returned. Money can be earned again. Reputation can recover. Opportunities sometimes return. Time does not. And yet people guard their money fiercely, while letting their time bleed away. Scroll by scroll, distraction by distraction. Ask yourself this honestly. If your time had a price tag, would your daily habits still be worth it? Would you buy another hour of mindless noise? Another evening lost to avoidance? Another morning given to exhaustion and delay? The Stoic treats time like a sacred resource. They cut distractions without apology. Not everything deserves attention. Not everyone deserves access. They protect their mornings, because the first hours decide the tone of the day. No chaos. No crowd. No borrowed urgency. Just intention. and they focus on meaningful work. Work that builds skill, character, and inner strength. Not busy work. Not performative effort. Work that matters, even if no one applauds. Seneca warned that life is not short. We only make it so, not by fate, but by neglect. Remember this. 2026 won't be better because it's new. It will be better because you use it differently. How you use your time is how you use your life. And the Stoic wastes neither. Stoic Rule 5. Prepare for loss so you can live fully. This rule makes people uncomfortable because it asks you to look at what you love and imagine it gone. The Stoics called this negative visualization. Not to be morbid, not to be pessimistic, but to wake up. They understood something most people avoid. Nothing you have is guaranteed. Not people, not health, not stability, not time. So instead of pretending loss would never come, they trained their minds to face it calmly. They imagined life without the things they took for granted, so they could finally see them clearly while they were still here. Because what you assume will always stay slowly loses its value. Negative visualization does one powerful thing. It turns entitlement into gratitude. When you remember that something can be lost, you stop rushing past it. You stop numbing yourself. You become present. You listen more closely. You notice more deeply. You waste less. And something else happens, something stronger. You build emotional strength. Loss hurts less when you have already accepted its possibility. Fear weakens when it is faced ahead of time. The Stoics didn't wait for life to break them open. They prepared. The Stoics didn't fear loss, they trained for it. That's why they lived without fear. When you stop clinging, you start living. You love without panic. You appreciate without attachment. You act without desperation. This is the paradox. Those who deny loss live anxiously. Those who accept it live freely. Prepare for loss, not so you expect the worst, but so you can finally give your full attention to what is still here, because presence is the reward of acceptance. The Stoic promise for 2026. Stoicism does not promise comfort. It never did. It does not promise that life will be easy, that people will understand you, that things will go your way. What it promises is something far more valuable: strength. When circumstances turn against you, clarity. When emotions try to take control, peace. That doesn't depend on luck, praise, or outcomes. Stoicism doesn't change the world around you. It changes how firmly you stand inside it. If you live by these rules, you won't become perfect. You won't escape struggle, but you will stop being ruled by fear, by distraction, by other people's opinions. You will become harder to shake and easier to live with. And that is the real promise. If you live by these rules, 2026 may not be easy, but it will be honest, strong, and free. No pretending. No self-betrayal. No wasted years. Just a life you can respect. Before you leave, pause. Don't rush past this. Ask yourself slowly and honestly. If you could change one thing about how you live, one Stoic rule you know you've been avoiding, what would it be? Not what sounds impressive. Not what you wish were true. What you know. That answer matters. Comment below. Which Stoic rule are you committing to in 2026 and why? I read every comment. Writing it down is the first act of discipline. And if this helped you think differently, if it challenged you instead of comforting you, subscribe. This channel is for people who refuse to waste their lives. Stay steady, stay disciplined, and don't wait for the year to change you. Change first.